What's up, everybody? We are back. I'm recording this video immediately after recording another one, and I feel efficient as hell right now. But today we're going to be talking about like some important stuff, some stuff that's kind of outside of my comfort zone, I guess, really, because it's more the financial side of things, like the market and stuff like that. Stuff that I'm heavily educating myself on right now. So I'm not. Should you be going to Nostalgianomics and Rudy and all these other people instead of me for this kind of information? Absolutely. That being said, I am a quick learner. I am a quick study. I am very passionate about everything that I do, and I care about this stuff, and I'm trying to learn it. So this is part of that process, at least for me. This is what it's looking like, and I've made some observations based off of things I've been seeing in the markets, and seeing from these reports that got released earlier last week. There's a lot of stuff going on from some big guys in business right now. You know, just some statements being made, just things happening all around the space that make me feel certain types of ways. And I want to go over that stuff here in this video. And that's pretty much what we'll be doing. Who am I? I'm Harrison from Pokedex Marketplace. You can buy American and Japanese Pokemon cards from me at pokedecksmp.com. Full disclosure, I'm sitting at right under $1,000 in total sales. I don't have much product on the site. Got some good Japanese, some great Japanese products that I love, and a little bit of Paradox Rift packs left, and that's about it for the English side, guys. We're still working on the English stuff, so full disclosure there. That's what we got going on. We do have a Champions Hits page there, which celebrates you guys and what you pull. So if you are buying from us, which I know you guys are, because you buy it from me. But if you pull something awesome from that, submit it, guys. There's a form on the site on the Champions Hits page. You just submit that form, send in a couple photos or whatever, and we'll put you up on the site, man. We just want to celebrate what you guys pull. But yeah, so let's jump into it. I got my little notes here, so hopefully I don't get lost in the sauce. But yeah, so pretty much what I wanted to cover, what got me really onto this was Amazon and Walmart. So like they both have reported disappointments for this quarter, and I mean we know that that's how it is right now. Bitcoin's down, S&P reports we're in, like it's flat, if not going downward, accelerating downward. Um, which is not a big surprise. Stock markets go up and down, like it's normal. But to hear Amazon and Walmart making some of the complaints, they are like they're talking about a return to Walmart's talking about a return to home brands, like doing their own home brands again because people can't afford the brand names. So like that's saying that the consumers aren't spending their money. And actually consumer confidence is down below 50%. And anytime consumer confidence is below 50%, that's usually a bad thing. The rate and order at which new orders are going in with some of these companies is dropping. So new orders aren't coming in. So just what they've been selling, which is pretty bad. Now, the reason I think this affects what's going on, because like the only things I know about the market with Pokemon is like when Bitcoin's doing good, Pokemon sell well. I've heard that. I've been watching the market for a little bit and seeing how things fluctuate with the news and with people reporting on certain cards. And so I'm learning how this all affects the actual world of Pokemon and the financial side of the Pokemon cards industry. And I need to know this for my business. But last year, I do know how the economy looked, after the election and with the tariff thing and all this stuff going on, people went out and spent a lot of money. People didn't know if things were going to go up this year, the prices are going to go up. Let me go buy a bunch of stuff now. So all this stuff is happening, and the world's economy is going down, by the way, at this point last year. Like everybody else's economy is tanking. We're still doing good, and everybody's like America, blah blah blah. But it's like no, that we're the largest importer, so we're going to see those things last. We're importing from other people, so the effects of the economy going down all over the world will be at us last. And then when it hits, we'll feel it. And so I think that's kind of what was happening. So we had this artificial bump, this artificial inflation of what our economy looked like. And you have a bunch of people who have been waiting and asking for more wages and going on strikes and stuff like that. And so they get all these wages, their hourly pay increased, And what we're finding out now this year is that those people whose pay increased, their hours actually went down. So they're making less money now than they were before, even though they get paid more an hour. That's caused a big rift. A lot of people spent a lot of money this year. A lot of this year for a lot of people will be making up the money they have spent at the end of last year, just because of, people, like I said, people were worried about what happened with the election and what's going on, what the tariffs mean and all this and that. So people went out and bought a bunch of stuff. I know I'm guilty of. A bunch of people went out and spent money they wouldn't have otherwise spent, just based off of what they think might be coming. And the reports are all in, the PMIs and all that stuff, the S&P and all the stuff is in, and yeah, things are going down. Prices are going to go up more. So you got people who are going to have less money, and they're already tapped out because of last year and the overspending that they did at the end of the year, and they're going to be paying that back, which people are paying their bills. I'll say that. People are paying on their cards, they're paying on their mortgages, and that's good. But that's all they're able to do. And I think this will affect the Pokemon market absolutely. I don't think it'll be like crazy, oh yeah, everything's dropping half off, flash sale, but like I do think that we will start to see the cracks showing up here soon. A lot of people who have bought into all this hype and bought a bunch of stuff, and maybe they couldn't find the prismatic or the terrestrial festival to hustle like their friend did, so they bought up a bunch of obsidian flames or whatever it was that was available. Now they're starting to see that, like, hey, I got to pay back this stuff that I paid at the end of the year. Last year I'm not making the money I thought I was going to make. Consumer confidence is down. People are not making new orders. Like, things are happening, and those people are going to start getting rid of that product in order to pay off credit card debt and stuff that they accrued, debts they accrued trying to get all that product. So like, you're going to start seeing those guys, the fast flippers and people that were jumping in for the hype cycle and things like that. You'll start to see them slowly working their way out of the hobby, at least until the other markets recover. Like, there's going to be a lot of people not spending as much money on collectibles once they realize all the things are catching up, like I've just stated. Like, at least that's my opinion. That's what I'm thinking. But yeah, the services industry is suffering. It's suffering. There's layoffs. Now the manufacturing side probably will have layoffs as well. The way I see it is like the tariff situation. You're definitely going to see layoffs on the manufacturing side and industrial side of things, because right now they're going to ramp up production. So everybody's working in those industries while people are getting laid off in the services and stuff like that. And those people, after the production's met and they store up all this stuff in the warehouse, they're going to lay all them off too. So we're going to see some problems with employment and people getting paid. Like, 'cause like I said, people are working less hours now, but they're making more an hour, but they're making less money than they were before they got their raises. And that's a problem because prices of everything are going up. So you add all these things together, and what do you get? You get less people buying Pokemon cards, less expendable income, less people doing that. It means less hype, means less people fast flipping, which means they leave the hobby, they flash sell off all their stuff, whatever that looks like for them. And maybe, like I said, it goes down just a little bit. Maybe it just drops $10-$20 here and there. But it'll slowly start happening and trickling. And I think, at least I think it will. Now, I think it was Rudy who said one time that if you look at markets like this, if you look at things like this, and there's people cursing it, there's people that are like, I don't know, I hope that everybody that bought up all this prismatic, I hope the Pokemon company prints the crap out of it, and they have to sell it all at a loss and blah blah blah, and their money goes down. Those people that are hating on them like that and stuff like that, and then they quit the hobby or whatever. Like, whenever you have times of that where like a lot of people are doing that number, then the market is not about to crash, because those people will definitely jump on board as soon as it drops $5, $10, $20. They will. They're hurt right now because of the way things are. And if things drop just a little bit or met them a little bit more in the middle, then they'd probably wiggle a little bit more. So I'm not saying that this thing's going to crash out. I'm really not. But I do think that we're going to start seeing the cracks. People are going to start jumping ship. A lot of the fair weather flippers and stuff, they're going to be either left holding a bag, or they're going to say, hey, I don't know if this is worth the risk. I don't know Pokemon that well. Or, well, y'all just buy these obsidian flames for $40 less than I was going to sell them for. I still make a profit, just not as much as I thought I would. Like, I think you'll start seeing more of that. I think the singles market will start changing a little bit too, because more people will start realizing they don't have the money to pay back some of the debt they're accruing, and then when people aren't buying the things they're flipping, they're like, oh, I thought this was an infinite money glitch, that I could just open cards and sell the other cards to pay for the cards I'm opening. And like, once people stop buying and that dries up just a little bit too, it'll only take a little bit for people to get scared, and then you'll have a bunch of people jumping ship. Now, the people that hold the course and buy up all that other stuff, those are the people that, that's what you do when you believe in something. You that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start saving some money up. I've spent a lot of money recently. I've spent probably 4 or 5 grand this month on all the different things in my life, and uh, it's been more than I make and more than I can afford to spend. So I know that that's happening to other people too. Now, I updated my equipment. I did a bunch of stuff in the past month, so that's why I did that. But I'm just saying that it is a thing, and less and less. I'm going to have less money to spend on cards now. So as that makes its way around, people will start getting worried. People start getting worried. They sell off their stuff, and so guys like me who are trying to be on the up in this, they'll buy as much as they can. So I'm going to buy at whatever price, hopefully the best deal I can get, and all I got to do is get the money to buy it. And I think that's the best way to be. I think we're learning that through people like Rudy, through Brian at pokedecksmp. He made a video recently about that, where he talked about, buy the stuff people are running away from, that people act like they don't want. There's several ways that end up benefiting you, and ways you can make it work for you to where it's not just operating at a loss, which is, I think, what a lot of people look at it. But maybe for a couple years you're holding the bag on this, but you end up making it back. I don't know. Go watch those videos. I recommend you watch Pokey and Rudy. They know their stuff. But I don't know. I've seen like executives say things like, this is the gloomiest that consumers have been since the pandemic, that's scary to me. Just hearing that scares me. But yeah, consumer confidence being down, new order growth is down. You got layoffs and stuff coming. The government's doing their thing. They're cutting their spending, which is I think a lot of companies are just like with Elon Musk when he bought Twitter and he just gutted it and he started getting rid of thousands of people and being like, we don't need all this infrastructure that doesn't do anything but come to work and film their day on TikTok and drink coffee. Like, that's the way he treated it anyway. I'm not speaking about those individuals. I'm sorry they lost their jobs, but like, that's how they spoke of it. Like, it was just waste, so the government, whenever Elon did that, a lot of other companies, you notice, especially video game companies and stuff like that, they started selling off. They started laying off. They started getting rid of people too. Hey, if he's trimming the fat, then we can trim the fat and still operate, and we'll still make money. Maybe we need to get rid of these same kind of things. So I think with the government doing that right now, that a lot of companies will also see that and be like, hey, I need to cut this. I need to cut that. There's going to be, if the government's cutting their spending, then that means a lot of opportunity for people to make money within that government spending is going to also be gone. So think about that. The ripples and effects that these things have. The government cuts trillions of dollars that it spends. That trillions of dollars went to this and went to that and went to this and went to that. All those companies that operate in that space are going to be affected by those trillions of dollars not being spent. So how do they make up for it? How do they change? How do they leave that market, advance, grow, diversify, whatever? That's what they'll have to figure out, and that's why the free market's so beautiful. But I don't know. I'm just saying that, like, these are all things to consider. Like I said, I'm still learning the financial side of things in the Pokemon space. I'm still learning how things that happen in the stock market and in the world and in the news, how that affects Pokemon cards as a whole. That's why I'm making this video, because I want to have something to come back to, and I want to have something to kind of base my understanding of this stuff off of. So as I get a little bit better with understanding it, get in the comments, dude. Let's talk about this stuff. There's a lot of you out there that are a lot more financially minded than me. I just like studying this stuff. I find it very interesting. And just from podcasts and things I've listened to over the last week, and some of these reports that have come out and some of the things I've heard, it just had me thinking about how it will, and definitely will, but can affect the Pokemon card market. So I do want you to keep in mind what I said, that Rudy said, is that, that whenever people are talking hate on a hobby like they are on Pokemon cards right now, I hope this and that and the other, that usually that's a sign the market's not about to crash. Those people want that product. They're just mad about not being able to get said products. So the demand is still there. It's absolutely there. But are these people making enough money to spend on this hobby now? Are people going to stay being responsible, paying their bills, and doing things the correct way? We don't know. How's this going to turn out? Are we getting stimulus checks? All that stuff is in discussion right now. You got the Senate and the House. They've got two different bills that they're going to try to combine into one thing. We'll figure out how that goes. A lot of stuff going on in the financial side of things right here at the beginning of the year. But yeah, I don't know. I just kind of wanted to go over a little bit of that stuff. What are your guys' thoughts? Get down in the comments and let's talk about it. I, for one, think that the cracks will start to show up soon. You'll start seeing people leaving. Prices on things will start going down a little bit. You'll have more and more people that are selling off maybe a bunch of things at one time instead of just one little sale here and there, not just trying to make peanuts. Like they're trying to just get out. I think we'll see a little bit more of that coming going forward. I'll let you know how I feel about that maybe in another video or something, and we'll talk about it again. I'd like to slowly get better at understanding these sides of the things so that I can be a better businessman at the end of the day. Whether this fails or succeeds or whatever, I want to gain a lot from this experience, which I already have. So I think that this is all part of that. This is all part of that. Like I'm just learning and growing and expanding. And I think all of us need to be doing the same thing. So if you're watching this and you're enjoying it, I appreciate you being here and learning with us. And if you got anything to teach me, jump in the comments, jump in the Discord. It's in the description. Let's go over it. Let's talk about it. Check out the Rare Candy Roundtable. The first podcast episode is up on the channel. And yeah, email list, Discord, Rare Candy Roundtable. I appreciate you guys so much. Just be looking out for a lot of the new stuff we got going on. I'm going to start the Let's Play series where I think instead of Fire Red, I'm going to play Arceus first. So we'll probably do Pokedex plays Arceus, and I'll start filming that video soon. And yeah, we'll check that out. So yeah, I'm excited for you guys to be a part of all this with me. I've been having so much fun learning this stuff. So thank you. Thanks for sitting and listening to a guy who is not a financial dude talk about financial side of things. I appreciate that. I appreciate, you humoring me at the least. Again, jump in the comments, jump in the Discord. Let's talk about it all. Appreciate you guys for stopping by, and stay kind to one another, and happy collecting. Thank you.